Good morning, class. We shall continue reading your lesson. A house is not a home, okay? The last class we had done up to here, page number 51, okay? So, coming to the ninth para, let's see. She's going to be okay, said the fireman. She just inhaled a little smoke. And then he ran back to fight the fire while my mother and I sat there dazed to wonder, okay? I remember watching my house burn down and thinking that there was nothing I could do about it, class. So, what happened in the fireman, calm Jan and said that she would be fine, okay? Her mother would be okay, fine. And she had inhaled, that is to breathe in some smoke, that's it. Little smoke, okay. And then the fireman ran into the house, okay, to bring down the fire while the mother, son, though, both the son and the mother sat there wondering on what had happened, okay. Jan still remembers how he saw his house burn and felt helpless about it. Okay, see, I remember watching my house burn down, thinking that there was nothing I could do about it. Okay, he felt quite helpless about it. That's it. Now, 5 hours later, the fire was finally out. Our house was almost completely burned down. But then it struck me. I hadn't seen my cat. Where was my cat? Much to my horror, I realized that she was nowhere to be found. Then, all at once, it hit me. The new school, the fire, my cat. I broke down in tears and cried and cried. I was suffering loss big time. Okay, so what happened? It took them 5 hours to control the fire. Okay, 5 hours later, the fire was finally out. The house was totally burned down, completely burned down. Then, then it struck to me. Jan realized that his pet dog was missing. I hadn't seen my dog. Where was my cat? He could not find it. Okay, he got sad and depressing thoughts like you know uh, difficulty adjusting to the new school, and then the burning of the house and the losing his pet cat made him cry. Okay, I realized that she was nowhere to be found, and then all at once it hit me: the new school, the fire, my kid. Okay, these are what depressing thoughts like difficulty adjusting to the new school. We all know that it is difficult to adjust to any new environment, right? It is that is it. So difficulty adjusting to the new school, the burning of the house, and the losing his pet cat made him cry and cry. Okay, he thought that he was suffering many losses. Okay, I was suffering loss big time. Now, the firemen wouldn't let us go back into the house that night. It was still too dangerous. Dead or alive, I couldn't imagine leaving without knowing about my cat. Regardless, I had to go. We piled into the car with just the clothes on our backs and a few of the firemen's blankets, and made our way to my grandparents' house to spend the night, class. So, they were not allowed to go into the building as it could be dangerous. Okay, so John wanted to know about his cat, but he had to leave. I couldn't imagine living without knowing about my cat. Regardless, I had to go. He had to, but he had to leave. They got into the car with none of their belongings. See, we pile into the car with just the clothes on our backs. Okay, just the clothes only, and a few of the firemen's blankets. Okay, they got into the car uh, without their belongings. All they had were the few blankets given by the firemen. That's it, and they spent the night at Jan's grandparents' house. Okay, grandparents' house to spend the night. So that is it. They made our way to my grandparents' house to spend the night. Then the next day, that's Monday, I went to school. When the fire broke out, I was still wearing the dress I had worn to church that morning, but I had no shoes. I had kicked them off when I was doing my homework. They became yet another casualty of the fire, so I had to borrow some tennis shoes from my aunt. Why couldn't I just stay home from school? My mother wouldn't hear of it, but I was totally embarrassed by everything. The clothes I was wearing looked weird, that is strange. I had no books or homeworks, and my backpack was gone. I had my life in that backpack. So the more I tried to fit in, the worse it got. Was I destined to be an outcast? Okay, what is destined, class? Destined is the future developed, okay, as per a predestined plan. That is destined. Was I destined to be an outcast? So who is an outcast, class? A person rejected by society. That is an outcast, class. Was I destined? That is it his predestined plan to be an outcast and a geek? Geek is, class, actually is an unfashionable or socially inept person. Okay, geek means an unfashionable or socially inept person. So was I destined to be an outcast and a geek all my life? That's what it felt like. I didn't want to grow up, change or have to handle life if it were going to be this way. I just wanted to curl up and die. See? Here in para number 12, he see Jen went to school the next day. Okay, that's Monday. It was a Monday. Okay, at the time of the fire, he was wearing the dress that he wore to the church on Sundays. Okay, so he was not wearing his shoes. And then he had removed them and kicked them off when he said to do his homework, right? That is it. And then they were burnt in the fire too. His shoes were burnt. They became yet another casualty of the fire. Okay, his shoes were burned, okay, in the fire too. So Jan borrowed tennis shoes from his aunt, okay, and then he did not want to go to school. He did not want to go to school. But his mother forced him to go. Okay, see, my mother wouldn't, why couldn't I just stay home from school? My mother wouldn't hear of it. I was totally embarrassed by everything. So his mother forced him to go. He was embarrassed because his clothes were unusual. The clothes I was wearing looked weird, strange, unusual. Okay, and also he did not have his bag. Okay, he did not have his bag, no books or homework, right? Bag or books and homework. He thought that God wanted that he should live like a person who was different from others. Okay, in this time here. See, I had my life in that backpack. The more I tried to fit in, the worse it got. Was I destined to be an outcast? So that is it. He thought that God wanted that he should live like a person who was different from others and did not fit well in the society. Okay. Jan was so upset that he wished to die. I just wanted to curl up and die. Okay, that is it. Now coming to the next para here. I walk around school like a zombie. You all know what is a zombie? A dull and apathetic person. Okay, here means I walk around school like a zombie. Everything felt surreal, means unreal. Okay, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen. All the security I had known from my old school, my friends, my house, and my cat had all been ripped apart, torn apart. Okay, ripped apart means torn apart. So Jan walked around the school like a dull, lifeless person. Okay, class. He felt insecure as all his belongings, his old school, his friends, okay, pet cat, and his house had been snatched from him. Okay, come to the next page. Here, when I walked through what used to be my house after school that day, I was shocked to see how much damage there was. Whatever hadn't burned was destroyed by the water and chemicals they had used to put out the fire. The only material things not destroyed were the photo albums, documents, and some other personal items that my mother had managed to heroically rescue. but my cat was gone and my heart ached for her. Okay, so here, class, on his way back here from school, okay, he walked through his burned house and was shocked to see the extent of the mess that had been caused by the fire, okay, and the water that had extinguished it. The only things that were safe were the ones that his mother had heroically rescued. Okay, those are what? Some papers, documents, photos, and some personal items. And Jan had lost his cat too. And my heart ache meaning is here pain, pain, pain. Okay, so and my heart ache for her. Okay, his heart long. Okay, pines for his cat. Okay. Mm. So, there was no time to grieve. Okay, there was no time to grieve. My mother rushed me out of the house. We would have to find a place to live, and I would have to go buy some clothes for school. So Jan could not grieve the loss of his cat because they had to rebuild their life again. No time. They had to arrange a place to live in, clothes, etc. Okay, class, up to here.